And we're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna set up the camera in a way that we can check out some runouts. Hey guys, what's up? Mr. Surplus Nut, bringing a video on an upgrade that I'm doing to my reloading equipment. I've decided to upgrade my reloading press. Since I started reloading, I've had the Lee Challenger aluminum cast breech lock press. It's the one that you can change the dies real quick because they have the design of the breech lock bushings on it, and I haven't had no problems till now, and I'll tell you guys why and why I did the upgrade, because I'm not gonna end up buying the same press, even though it came out, it turned out to be a very reliable and durable press. But the one thing that I was always concerned with and I was aware of, and I want to make everybody aware of, is the actual frame, which is cast hardened aluminum. So basically what happened was I've always been concerned with press flex. Since every time I mount my press, I want to make sure that as I let me kind of like move the camera down so you guys can see what I'm talking about. Right there, that's the Lee Challenger aluminum cast breech lock press, and every time I mount the press, I've always make sure that it's in a solid surface. I mean, I see a lot of people reloading and they are ramming the ram up and down with the handle, and as they get to their very top point and they put some type of pressure on it, you see the whole press move, and that's called press flex. When you press flexes, and people don't realize, and there's different theories about this, but I do believe that can affect your runouts, which is the main thing on reloading, besides many other things. One of the main things. So one thing that I did, I started off with this press on these aluminum blocks that I purchased at Home Depot, and I put some of those blocks on top, little square block on the bottom, to make it really solid, and it did work. But there were like about, I would say about 1/4 inch aluminum, and there were times when I would torque down on the nuts and bolts on the body of the press really good, and they will take shape of the bottom of the table, because at one point I had it on the bare wood, so it kind of like dug into the frame of the press on top. It dug on the top a little bit, and also the nuts on the bottom. So that aluminum, it tried to take form to that. So I worked, I had it like that for a while, and at some point, let me try to lower the at some points when I will move the RAM all the way up to reload. There's a point down here, okay, which I'm gonna take the camera off the tripod so you guys can see the type of setup that I have on my press. Okay, this is how I have it set up right now. I have the Lee press, okay, on this which is the best setup that I found so far, and I'm gonna keep it like this for my new press that I just purchased. But I went ahead and bought this I believe it's 3/16 or 5/16 steel plate. That's the thickness of it right there. Okay, I got one for the top, and I got one for the bottom. That's the side there, how it's mounted. And then I got one for the bottom. I'm going to show you the bottom of the table so you guys can see how it's set up. That's how the press is set up. So I believe when you do that, you know, you want to achieve a very solid surface, which is, this thing is like, I mean, I go like this, and the noise you hear is actually the whole table moving. There's no flex at all. And but I had a little problem, and I want you guys to be aware of that. This press, the body is aluminum, and I forgot where I read it that it says that it was, I think it was in the Lee reloading manual, that he says that it's hard cast aluminum. But still, and this here is the heart of the press, believe it or not. In any press that you look into, is this area right here. Let me see if I can point it out to you guys with the screwdriver right here. This thing right here, where the ram enters, okay, the press. Let me bring it up. Well, actually, well, let me go from this side, and we can get a better view there. This area right here, where the ram comes up and it enters the press, that right there has to be very critical, like with really tight tolerance, meaning like the ram sliding inside this body right here. And on the big heavy duty cast iron press, you're gonna notice whether it's Reddings, RCBS, you know, the Redding Boss or Big Boss, the Rock Chucker Supreme from RCBS, or the Hornady Lock and Load, or the Lyman Crusher. Those are like your main presses. Or the Lee cast iron one, which is the one I purchased, but I bought it with the breech lock bushings. And you notice that this thing is way longer, obviously way thicker, and it's heavy duty. So that point right there is very critical on the press. So coming back here, let me show you guys. So what happened was, if you notice, I ended up, the way I have this thing mounted, right there on the edge. Okay, this is the piece where it's the stop that stops to the plate. So I have one on top, which is your main one. But you gotta make sure that when you mount this thing, your linkage, when you extend your ram fully all the way to the top, nothing here on your linkage touches. Okay, because that's gonna create pressure and torque on the ram as it's going inside that body, the body of the frame of the press. So this is what happened to me. Just like this one is sticking out like this, I had it like that on the aluminum. And there were times that I will mount the press, because I don't have this thing like fixed. I have to, you know, I normally take my stuff apart and stuff. I don't have space to have like a garage or a separate room to have a reloading area for this. So I kind of like when I'm getting ready to go shooting and I start reloading for it, that's when I take out my reloading table and I keep everything in a Tupperware really neat. And I take my Tupperware out and I set everything up. So once I was setting this thing up, this bottom piece right here, on the aluminum blocks that I had, or sheets that I had, one on top, one on the bottom, there were times that I would mount the press, and when I would bring the ram up and this linkage will come down, I will notice that this little area here will hit the aluminum, like this edge right here, that now it's out of steel. It's a steel plate, but before it was be like aluminum little block. And that, I guess, over time it started taking a toll on this mechanism down here where the ram goes up and down. And remember, again, this press it's got an aluminum body, but it wasn't that bad. I guess that when I was reloading for my 308 bench rest, the little bit of runouts that I was getting, it might have been because of that. So now that I'm gonna set this thing completely different, so I'm gonna look into that, because the setup that I have to reload those 308s, for the most part, I will get like 1,000 or 1,000 and a half of runout. but there were times that I would get 3,000-4,000, which is what happened to me now. So basically I went ahead and got the steel plates to make it more solid. Now I ended up cutting this edge here that you guys see here, so when the linkage goes down completely, it won't hit the bottom plate. Okay, but I didn't have it like that before. When I first got the 2 plates of steel, I didn't have it like that. So this thing will come down to right to the edge of it. So what I will do, I will let the linkage stop at the steel plate. See how it goes further in than the actual cut? I would let the ram go up and the handle down and let the linkage stop at the edge of the steel plate, and then I will set my guides to that height. So what happened was every time I will be reloading, okay, and that linkage, you see how it goes down, it will hit the edge of the steel here, and I will put torque on it and push down and put pressure. I guess it started wearing out this little area here, where now you can see it. Let me see if I can get it to see. I don't know if you guys can see that play. I'm just kind of like moving the handle like not even an inch, and there is play there like crazy. And that play right there is there also, and in there. Okay, like right in here. I've noticed it. You can see it. Look, I'm just kind of like tugging on this a little bit, and you can see it right there. And why is that? Because I'm putting pressure against the steel plate, which is harder, and also with the steel linkage and that ram. Now what I'm doing is that ram's going up and down in that big orifice, which is all made out of cast aluminum, and now that ram, it's going back and forth when you're moving your ram to the very bottom, and I'm getting this linkage here to rest against this edge, and I'm putting torque on it. So I guess that myself, by having it set up that way, not realizing it or thinking about it, that it was a steel frame press and that could cause problems, I didn't realize it till I started getting massive run out for this rifle that I've built. It's a custom built Savage 10 Scout rifle. It's on the caliber 7.62 by 39. Check out all the other videos I have on it. It's all custom. And even though I was reloading for it, I've been getting maybe half MOA to 3/4 with my reloads and stuff. And even with this issue that I have. So I just wanted to make you guys aware. I'm gonna cut the video off right there. That's it for that. I have upgraded my press, being that I could have sent it to Lee and quiet. Send it to Lee, and probably for, I think it's like $30 or something, they'll try to fix it for you, or they'll put a new frame on it. I don't know. They have a limited, they have a lifetime warranty within 2 years, and then a limited lifetime warranty after 2 years. And pretty much what they can do is they can refurbish anything for you for a minimum cost. But I figure, end up with the same press, pay to get it kind of like rebuilt or whatever, refurbished, and still pay for the shipping back and forth. So I said, forget it. And I went ahead and I like Lee's presses a lot. And also, when the one thing I like about this press the most is the quick release breech lock bushings up here. There's only 2 style like that in the market, the Lee and the lock and load. Quick release bushings, and I like the Lee. That's what this little press came with my Lee Challenger reloading kit, and I've liked it, and it worked fine for me for many years. But now this catastrophe, if you can say, happened, where I kind of like put a good amount of wear and tear on that mechanism in there. where the ram slides in and out, and now I have a lot of play, which is not good for your reloading. It's gonna giving me tons of runouts. But anyways, I decided to upgrade the press. It was time. But again, if this would have never happened to me, I don't think I would have had upgraded the press, because this press has been working fine. So basically, this video is for people that own this press, and for whatever reason, I mean, they really haven't thought about it, that, you know, it is a cast aluminum body press. The frame of it's aluminum. It's not cast iron. Okay, if that would have been cast iron, all that I explained a couple of minutes ago, I mean, it would have probably not been so severe. But being that it's steel linkage, steel ram, and mounted on steel plate, all that pressure, all that torque, it's gonna give out on its weakest end, which is the aluminum frame of the press, especially with a ram that steel slides up and down. So I upgraded it to the Lee cast iron press, the breech lock that has also the quick release bushing up here. So being that I have all my dies on those bushings already set up, all I have to do is just swap presses and that's it. And I'm gonna make a review on that press, and also another video on both of these presses side by side, and I'll talk a little bit about this. And I just want to make everybody aware of this issue. You know, it is a great press, no problems, as long as you are extremely careful with it, with the linkage and nothing touching on nothing and putting pressure and torque on anything as you're moving and operating it. Because believe me, the first part that will go on you, it will be your tolerances, the tolerance on the slide there where the ram goes up and down, which is, it's all steel. This is all steel, but the opening here and the body of the frame, all these area here, that it's all aluminum. So any torque, anything, your linkage touching on your table, whatever, especially if you have it mounted on something like that, steel like that, so it won't flex, it's gonna give out in its weakest spot. So pretty much that's it, man. Next time I'll show you guys the other press. Check you guys out.